Greetings, everyone. Nathan Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with Nerd.
Nerdarchy's Ted.
And today we tackle aliens, xenomorphs, and crazy wizards.
Oh my! Jump down the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with us.
All right, so we have a request.
Yeah, we got an email. It came in. Hunter wants to know, how would we go about making a template for the alien xenomorphs from the ever-popular Alien franchise? Now, I will say most of my specific alien knowledge comes from AVP. I'm not a huge horror fan, and the whole jump out and surprise you type of thing, not my cup of tea. But
no burst out of your chest surprise?
No, I get that from Spaceballs.
Okay.
Oh no, not again.
Yes.
But I do happen to know quite a bit of these wonderful, wacky, death-killing monsters, and I happen to have one scoped out on a HeroScape base from back in my HeroScape addiction days.
Now, do they actually have a HeroScape version of that, or did you snag that?
No, that's a custom make that somebody had done on eBay. I've had it for a long time, sitting up on a shelf. So it has joined us as the alien queen for, well, how would we go about instituting aliens in our game?
Now, thankfully, there is a nasty creature, which is an alien in and itself, from the plane of limbo. We're talking slaadi.
Now, the slaadi, if you actually turn to page 276 of your trusty monster manual, there is literally a shot of a creature bursting out of this thing's chest.
Yeah, they're like the aliens of the D&D world.
So we've already got something to go off of. So we're going to fast and dirty these things up. So you want to start off using your creatures. Well, what's first? Well, let's make the creatures that burst out of chests and implant things. So that's really going to fall right to your tadpoles. They're already tiny. They're already easy to kill. They're already quick. We just move the implantation thing from the basic slaadi, and we put it on the tadpole.
Mm-hmm. So we have tadpoles. They can be the things that burst out of the chest if you remove the implantation ability and give them a bite attack. Based on their size, they're tiny.
Right.
So it's not going to be a big bite attack, but it's going to be a bite attack. Well, actually, they already have a bite attack, so they're good to go. So we're going to take away the implantation that we put on for the facehuggers, and just have them run about. Now, as they get bigger, they're going to be specialized into whatever they are. Let's say it was from a wolf, or it was from a dragon or something. They're all going to do their own thing.
We'll get into that because we totally templated this out. But what about the other creatures that you happen to see? What do you use as your typical, alien, alien monster?
the standard alien, I guess, from the first few movies. I'd say we used the red slot. And again, we take the clawing infestation power away from them. Just let them have their bites and their claws. They've got regeneration. I kind of feel like aliens kind of are pretty tough. They have a little bit of regeneration action happening.
You can keep that to make them a little bit more savage. And here's where we can go ahead and implant. What does it take to be an alien? Well, the slaadi all have magic resistance. That doesn't make sense for our aliens.
I haven't seen any magic happen in any of the alien movies, so
So, all right, well, let's strip that out. But we got to replace it with something that's equally as good. So, if we just modify your basic spell, the Arms of Hadar, and have it be, as opposed to you using an action to use it, it goes off whenever they are hit with a melee attack or a melee attack that does slashing or piercing damage. Totally makes sense to me. And we're going to change the damage to 2d6 acid. As opposed to it being a strength attack, it's a dexterity attack. Save for half. Boom. Totally fits. Then I think, in my opinion, while they were big and whatnot, I thought the aliens were pretty stealthy. So I'm just gonna grant them proficiency in stealth, and run with it. They've got a low dex. You might want to up it, but you don't have to.
It's into the pluses, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how else are you supposed to do a proper jump scare if you can't stay silent?
Right.
You know?
So then on top of that, whatever creature you're modifying, besides giving them the acid blood, besides giving them proficiency in stealth, I'm going to say that they have a base bite attack if they didn't already have one, and use whichever one is better, whatever comes off the base creature or this chart. Tiny is a D4, small is a D8, medium is a D10, large escalates, goes to a 2 die 8, huge 3 die 6, gargantuan 3 die 8. I think that kind of fits for what these creatures are, and let's face it, if some kind of alien does a hybrid on something that's gargantuan, well, something's screwed up there.
What have you been doing? Yeah, so that's for if they don't have a bite attack. Most likely, the bite attack, if they've got a big maul, it's going to be superseded by their original bite attack anyway. But we figured to include it in there because some things don't, like a person doesn't have a bite attack. Now,
but you could get one by becoming an alien creature.
Yeah. So we were thinking that you could use the blue slot as like an elite alien
your veteran
force. Yeah, your veteran force of the aliens. And then we were saying, well, what would the queen be? So we were like, well, you just flip over.
Well, you've got your gray slot and, of course, your death slot, depending upon how savage you want your queen to be. And again, I would for the gray and the death slot, I'd totally keep the magic resistance. I'd totally keep everything as is. And I would just add in the stealth and add in the acid blood and, totally wreck stuff all over your players.
Yeah, and I would think maybe you could take like a normal queen would be a gray, and if you had something really spectacular, like if the alien is being morphed together with something more powerful than the regular alien, like you're looking at some kind of monstrosity, then you can say, oh, well, the Death Slad will fit better because it's actually like upgrading instead of making a generic alien out of just like a general humanoid form.
Absolutely. So now, how would you go ahead and put these into a game? Are we literally calling them? Are they slaad or are they something else? Are these the xenomorphs and they are literally coming from somewhere
alien
else?
Spacecraft crashing into your game, like illithids or something like that.
They
were a science project.
They could have been a planar traveler, and you could totally do like an actual vessel as opposed to like a starcraft. Could literally be like a spell jamming ship.
Mm-hmm.
that crashes in, and the engine's destroyed, so there's no tech to get off of it. But these creatures, the last or not the last, but I mean the remnants of the crew have this happen, or maybe they're regular people that were spelljammers that went to the wrong spot. They've all died, and these creatures are bursting out of them and evolving into these various forms because they're horrors from beyond, and now we've got a situation where they're going to try and infest and take over worlds, and that's what they do. They capture ships, they implant, and they crash them in places.
You could also go with the classic example. Gary Gygax was very fond of saying, stuff is from beyond someplace. Or the mage, you could, in fact, be in the tower of a deceased mage, and this is just a science project that got loose, infected one of his apprentices or something that's been tagging along with you. Of course, if you want to go with the surprise element, or perhaps they're the third apprentice, they're the one that's got out, so there's like several larger aliens in the tower, and this is just simply the tag-along companion you're going to eventually lose because you're going to find out it's been holding a host. It's been host to
right.
an alien.
It is always great to have that tag-along NPC to die, but there is nothing wrong with going with that. Oh, it's a wizard's experiment gone wrong.
Yes.
Like, so many crazy wizards out there, it's like, it's classic, but it's never wrong. Like, I never will fault that type of situation, especially when they come to world-shattering chaos that could happen, because it's like, well, I crossed things I shouldn't have. I mean, oops. And especially if the guy's already dead or on his deathbed when you encounter them. He's already got his comeuppance, but now you got to clean up the mess.
And this is played out in the original monster. We took this from the slaadi. I think Odaluk created hybrid wasps and howler monkeys, it's called hollow wasps, to specifically deal with slaadi that he had problems with because he's doing things he shouldn't be, like messing with planes and things like that. And he's like, oh, I've got a slaadi problem. Let me make something that can kill it. Because that would never happen. Anything bad happen. So instead, perhaps he takes a slaadi, this other person that deals with a slaad problem. He takes a slaadi and he augments it to get this xenomorphic creature that self-replicates, deals with his problem, is stronger than the slaadi in certain ways, and problem solved until it kills him. And now it's the adventurer's problem.
So the other thing is you could literally have a rift open between the planes, and it could be stable or it could be unstable, and all kinds of creatures could come through. Some basically normal, some just slightly planar, but then they're being chased by these xenomorphs, and they're from beyond. No one knows what they are. No one's heard about them, seen them from before. And that's part of the mystery of the game, is to know what they are, where they came from, how you stop them. And part of the game is all about the discovery of it, besides the combat of, how do you deal with these things. So looking at this from multiple perspectives, I think this is a really great concept, a really great session theme or overarching campaign theme, depending upon what you actually want to do with it. So the question I ask you is, have you used xenomorphs in your game? If you have, how? Or based off of this idea, would you? Continue the discussion down in the comments below. And don't forget to comment, share. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Also, patronize us in a good way over on Patreon.
So until next time, stay nerdy.